Hello and welcome to another edition of Pendragon Poetry. This time I'll be starting off a new schema of mine, which will be to look through the CHISPER effect, which is in essence my historical mysteries, which like they cover basically every historical mystery there ever been, you know, using my cunning new technique of chispology, which is basically the way, like Chinese whispers, the way names change and facts change and how over time it goes from mouth to mouth like this, and it's learning how to read, identify where the chispers have taken place. Anyway, what we want to look at today is one of my greatest discoveries, I think, which is finding King Arthur, the mysterious King Arthur, in the Pictish king list. Now, the Picts were a tribe from the north of Scotland. They've left symbol stones. They used to paint their bodies, tattoo the bodies. That's why they were called Picts by the Romans. And in the Dark Ages, in the 5th century and 6th century, there's a list of kings which have very important ramifications for the whole of Dark Age history once people figure out who they are. And that's what I mean. It's a bit of a Rosetta Stone, and it's using chispology that I've been able to sort of translate the Pictish king list and just show how amazing it is. And it sort of casts this lamp of illumination on the rest of the Dark Age material. It's absolutely fascinating. So we begin with a figure called Drust MacErb, who appears in the Pictish king list, but he also appears in what is called the Annals of Clonmacnoise. Right? Now, in the Annals of Clonmacnoise, in Irish Annals, it says Drust MacErb, king of Pictland, died, right, in 449. So, in the Pictish king list, his successor is Talor, who rules for 4 years, and so on through a series of kings. And this is in only one of the king lists. There's several recensions, about 8 or 9 or 10. And the Poppleton manuscript is the one we're looking at, because if you go through all the reign lengths, through Talor, Necton Morbit, Drest Gerthin Mot, Galanan Erelich, blah blah blah, Talor, Drest, anyway, you eventually come to Bridie, son of Maelcon, the great famous Pictish king who appears in the Vita of St. Columba and things like that. He was quite a big historical figure. Anyway, he dies, according to the Poppleton manuscript, he dies in 581, right? And in 581, according to the Annals of Garthnach, we get the death of Bridie, son of Malcu, king of the Picts. So, boom, the Poppleton manuscript is now confirmed by the Annals of Clonmacnoise, the Annals of Garthnach. Okay? So, where do we go next? Well, among the names of the Pictish kings, right, in the Poppleton manuscript, for the year 529 to 536, these years, we have a Garthnach Son of Gygurnus. Okay, so far, the only thing that could connect it to Arthur is the word Arth. Garthnach, Arth. And then, all the scholars will be like, well, that's not good enough. Despite the fact that his dates, 529 to 536, are in the Arthurian Fleurit. Now, the Arthurian Fleurit, we can identify from the Annals Cambrai. And there are 2 dates in the Annals Cambrai. 516 for the Battle of Baden, 537 for the Battle of Camlan, where Arthur dies. You've got a lot of scholars who've gone on this wild goose chase trying to destroy the authenticity of the Annals Cambrai based on an irregular and basically wrong identification of a certain Maliocunas as Malgwyngynnyd, who in Maliocunas is in fact a guy called Cunamaris, King Mark in other annals, but we'll go into that in another post sometime in the future, because I think there's going to be quite a few of these, because there's a lot of CHISPER effect. Anyway, so basically, King Arthur, according to Nennius, he fought 12 battles, the last one being Baden. Baden is given a date by the Annals Cambrai, the Welsh Annals of the 10th century, and also Arthur's last battle, 537, Camlan. Suddenly, in the middle of this, it's now possible that between 529 and 536, King Arthur was the Pictish king. Now, Garthnach Son of Gygurnus, okay, but in an alternate king lists, Gygurnus is given a different name. She appears as, or Gygurnus, or even Gygurn. Now you've got Garthnach, son of Gygurn, right? You take away the guttural G's, and we don't know what Pictish sounds like. You've got Garthnach, son of Gygurn. So that is extremely similar to Arthur, son of Gygurn, which all the sort of Welsh tradition says was Arthur's mother from Tintagel. Now it's interesting, like at Tintagel, near there, you've got the Drustan stone, and Drust is a Pictish name. A lot of the kings were called Drust, so it's probably some kind of, she was maybe a Pictish princess. There's some Pictish connections to Cornwall, and the succession is of Pictland is matrilineal anyway. So it makes sense that if Arthur's mother was a Pictish princess, he would one day become the king of the Picts. Anyway, so let's have a look for some more evidence. You have a place called Rhynie, right? King Arthur at Rhynie, right? Now, Rhynie is in Aberdeenshire. I've been there. It's very beautiful. The Tappernoth is this huge hill at the top of it, overlooking the very serene village. And Rhynie, there's a lot of sort of Pictish monuments, stones, and they've recently unearthed the remnants of a timber hall, and they found some what's called Tintagel ware, which is basically connects it to Arthur's home. You know, this sort of Eastern Mediterranean pottery and stuff. It's called Tintagel ware. It only came to Cornwall Tintagel, some say between 450 and 550, which is the Arthurian flue rate, and they find some of it at Rhynie. And they also find the timber hall, which is identical to the one at there's one in South Wales, and there's one at Cadbury, North Cadbury I think it is, or maybe South Cadbury, one of the two, can't remember, which some people say was Camelot. So all these Arthurian connections. Anyway, this is the biggest one. In the Welsh triads, you get this. I'll read the whole lot because it's quite good. Basically talking about Arthur's 3 thrones. 3 tribal thrones of the island of Prydain. Arthur, the chief lord at Menevia, and David, the chief bishop, and Maelgwyn Gwynedd, the chief elder. Arthur, the chief lord at Celwich in Cornwall, and Bishop Betwini, the chief bishop, and Caradag Vreifras, the chief elder. 3rd one. Arthur, the chief lord in Penrhynid in the north, and Chinderin Garthwys, the chief bishop, and Gwerthwyl Gwledig, the chief elder. Boom. Penrhynid in the north. It means like hill, chief, top, pen. Rhynid is basically Rhynie. You know, and you've also got Lambert of St. Omer. He, before Geoffrey of Monmouth, so it's pre-Galfridian, he says Arthur was a Dux Pictorum. So there's this memory of Arthur being a king of the Picts. And Rhynie, which is connected to Tintagel ware, it's got the Pictish element. I can safely say now that at one point in time, King Arthur, between 529 and 536, was the king of the Picts with his base at Rhynie. It's not even hard to see. You know, Okay, so we have the Pictish Arthur living in Rhynie in Aberdeenshire, and I'm just going to go into one last little cool thing, which it's amazing. It fits everything together. It's fabulous. There's another. Here we go. There is a Glacier of the North, and he's basically Uther Pendragon, who's his father, who's Arthur's father, right? I'll show you. I have to find it. It's a beautiful poem. This is from the death of Uther Pendragon, written by Taliesin, or possibly given to Taliesin. Am I not with hosts making a din, where I would not seize between 2 hosts without gore? Am I not he that is called Gorlassa? Blah blah blah. We don't need to read the rest of it, yeah, but the key is there, Gorlassa, right? Now, there was one of the triads, is called 3 brave men of the island of Britain, Grutnai and Henben and Edenok. They will not return from battle except on their biers, and they were the 3 sons of Galasai of the north by Hernwed the Wily, their mother. Now, Uther Pendragon has already declared himself to be the Gorlassa, and the Galasai of the north is there. Hernwed is Igernwed. It's the same woman, Igern. So in this one, Igern, Arthur's mother, is known as Hernwed the Wily. Now, it's given, it appears there are three sons of Hugh the Pendragon: Grutnai, Henben, and Idenok. Now, Grutnai is similar to Garthnach, which is one of the Arthurian Pictish names, and Garthnach, Grutnai. It's in there. There's variations on the name which say Grutnai is Arthur. So King Arthur was once called Grutnai as well. Now Henben and Idenok. Interesting. Now we're going to go back to the Pictish king list. Preceding King Arthur in his reign from 529, there were what is called the two Drusts. They were both sons of Gygurn and also of another man called Hydrosig, or Udrost, which is basically Uther. So Uther also appears in the Pictish king list as Hydrosig and Uther, and the two Drusts. Now, Just is like a popular name. It could mean king or something like that. But we suddenly have, two of Arthur's brothers are given names here: Henben and Idenok. Now, this is we're going to finish this post with the how I can identify them in what is called the descent of the men of the north. Now this, I have to type this in actually. Descent, progress. Descent of the men of the north. This is a sort of early medieval list of kings in the old north. What's it called? Hen Eled, I think it's called. Mary Jones' one is the best one. Yeah, the Gwyrgoled. Anyway, so we had the two brothers of Arthur, Henben and Idenok. Now they appear in the Pictish king, not the Pictish king, Descent of the Men of the North, as Elidir. There we go. Elidir Llydanwyn, son of Mirchon, son of Gorus Ledlem. Now Gorus is probably Uther, but we look at that another time. Mirchon is it doesn't have to be his father. It's the guy who was on the throne before it. But Elidir Llydanwyn is the same man as Idenok, because in the middle of Llydanwyn you see the Idan. So Elidir Llydanwyn, Idenok, Idanwi, Idenok. There's a W in there anyway. And the other guy is also a son of. The other guy was, what was the other guy called? Henben. Now. Henben. I can't remember. I figured this out the other day. I can't find him. Henben. Anyway, trust me, he's in there somewhere. I just can't remember where it is. Anyway, that's a bit of a damp squib to finish the post on. But you get the idea. The Pictish Arthur is there. And we will be using him as a key to explore so much more stuff in the CHISPER effect. So I'll see you next time. If you like what I'm doing, donate, and I might be able to find out who Henben is for the next one. Okay, ciao for now.